When it comes to buying a car, we all want the best deal. No markups, no pressure, just a fair price. But what if I told you that dealerships, the middlemen of the industry, might soon disappear? Ford and Toyota are eliminating dealerships, shifting to direct-to-consumer sales. That means no more haggling, no surprise fees, just a streamlined, digital-first experience. Sounds like a win, right? Well, not so fast. This move could upend the car market as we know it. From trade-ins to test drives to how you finance your next vehicle, everything is about to change. And here's the kicker. The dealerships aren't going down without a fight. Stick with me, because what's happening behind the scenes is bigger than anyone expected, and it could impact your next car purchase in ways you never saw coming. What's happening? For decades, the dealership system has been the backbone of car sales, offering consumers face-to-face negotiations, financing options, and hands-on experiences with vehicles before purchasing. Now that long-standing model is being upended. This shift means that buyers will no longer have to visit a dealership to purchase their next vehicle. Instead, they will browse options online, customize their preferred model, and complete the transaction directly through the Automaker. No more markups from dealerships. No more high-pressure sales tactics, and no more surprise fees added at the last minute. Ford and Toyota are positioning themselves as the next major players in the digital automotive marketplace. The industry's response has been swift and divided. Some consumers celebrate the change, seeing it as a victory for pricing transparency and consumer empowerment. Others worry about losing the hands-on experience of test driving a car before making such a significant purchase. Dealerships, on the other hand, are outraged, viewing this as a direct attack on their livelihoods. Lawsuits are already in motion, and lobbying efforts are intensifying to protect the traditional franchise model. Why this move is a big deal. To understand the significance of Ford and Toyota's decision, it is essential to recognize the historical role dealerships have played in the automotive industry. The dealership model was established as the primary distribution method for cars more than 100 years ago. Since then, automakers have relied on these independently owned businesses to handle everything from sales to service, creating a vast network of franchise locations that dominate car buying. This approach remained largely unchanged until one company disrupted the status quo. Tesla, the electric vehicle maker, proved that a direct-to-consumer sales model could work, bypassing dealerships entirely and selling cars exclusively through online platforms. Tesla's success has demonstrated that many consumers are willing to embrace a dealership-free car buying process if it means more straightforward pricing and a seamless transaction experience. The rise of e-commerce has also played a crucial role in making this transition possible. Consumers have grown accustomed to shopping for everything online, from household goods to major purchases like appliances and furniture. It was only a matter of time before car buying followed suit. The expectations of modern shoppers have changed. They demand convenience, efficiency, and transparency, all of which a direct-to-consumer model promises to deliver. The dealership system, how it really works. For many buyers, the dealership experience is frustrating, but few truly understand how the system operates behind the scenes. Dealerships are not merely showrooms where cars are displayed. They are businesses with complex financial structures designed to maximize profits at every stage of the transaction. One of the key ways dealerships generate revenue is through financing. While buyers can secure loans from banks or credit unions, dealerships push their own financing options, often adding interest rate markups that benefit them more than the consumer. This can result in buyers paying thousands more over the lifetime of a loan. Another hidden cost comes in the form of markups and dealer incentives. Manufacturers often provide dealerships with incentives to move specific models, but rather than passing those savings on to the buyer, dealerships frequently keep the difference as profit. This is why two buyers purchasing the same car from different dealerships can end up paying vastly different prices. Dealerships also earn a significant portion of their profits from add-ons and extended warranties. Buyers who believe they are getting a good deal on the vehicle itself may end up spending much more than expected due to last-minute upselling tactics. Despite these practices, dealerships have resisted change for decades, relying on state franchise laws to protect their business model. These laws were originally designed to prevent automakers from unfairly competing with independent dealers. But in the modern era, they have become a major obstacle to consumer-friendly innovations in car sales. Ford and Toyota's plan, the direct sales model. With their new direct-to-consumer strategy, Ford and Toyota aim to revolutionize the car buying experience. The foundation of their approach is fixed pricing, meaning every buyer will pay the same amount regardless of location. This eliminates the stress of negotiating and ensures that customers know exactly what they are paying up front. Purchases will take place entirely online, following a model similar to what Tesla has successfully implemented. Shoppers will be able to select their preferred model, choose customizations, and finalize their purchase without stepping foot inside a dealership. This process not only simplifies transactions, but also allows automakers to maintain full control over branding, pricing, and customer service. Another major advantage of direct sales is inventory management. Traditionally, vehicles are produced in large quantities and shipped to dealerships, where they often sit on lots for extended periods. Under the new model, Ford and Toyota can adopt a build-to-order approach, manufacturing cars based on actual demand rather than speculation. This minimizes excess production and allows for greater customization options for buyers. Beyond the purchasing process, the transition to direct sales enables Ford and Toyota to redefine the customer experience. The automakers plan to integrate digital tools such as virtual showrooms and augmented reality vehicle previews, allowing buyers to explore their options in new and innovative ways. Additionally, customer service and post-purchase support will be handled directly by the manufacturers, ensuring a more consistent and streamlined experience. The immediate backlash from dealerships. The announcement that Ford and Toyota are bypassing dealerships sent shockwaves through the automotive industry. Dealerships, once the gatekeepers of vehicle sales, now find themselves at risk of being cut out of the equation. Their reaction was swift, and it was not just frustration, it was war. For decades, dealerships have operated under franchise laws that protect their place in the car buying process. These laws, written to prevent automakers from selling directly to customers, now stand as the primary legal hurdle for Ford and Toyota's new strategy. In many regions, manufacturers are legally required to distribute their vehicles through third-party dealerships rather than selling them directly. The shift toward direct-to-consumer sales threatens to upend these long-standing laws, and dealerships are not taking it lightly. Lobbyists representing dealership associations have launched aggressive campaigns to challenge these changes. They argue that removing dealerships from the equation does not create a fairer marketplace. It creates a monopoly where automakers set prices with no room for negotiation. Dealers claim that without them, consumers will lose the ability to shop around for the best deals, and manufacturers will have unchecked control over pricing. Their legal teams are already filing lawsuits in multiple states, challenging the legality of direct sales and attempting to halt this transformation before it gains momentum. Beyond the legal fight, dealerships are flexing their political influence. They are pressuring lawmakers to reinforce franchise protections and lobbying for stricter regulations on direct sales, with decades of economic power behind them. Dealerships are leveraging their connections to keep Ford and Toyota from advancing their agenda unchallenged. The battle is not just about preserving tradition, it is about survival. If dealerships lose this fight, their entire business model collapses. The stakes could not be higher, and the industry is now bracing for one of the most contentious legal and political battles in automotive history. But behind all the courtroom fights and legislative maneuvering, there is an even greater consequence at play, one that extends far beyond the dealerships themselves. The economic fallout, jobs, businesses, and local impact. The closure of dealerships would not only affect sales teams and showroom staff, it would send shockwaves through the economy. Dealerships employ thousands of people in positions ranging from service technicians to administrative staff. If these businesses shut down, those jobs vanish, leaving workers scrambling for employment in an industry that is rapidly evolving beyond their skill sets. The economic impact does not stop there. Many dealerships operate as family businesses that have been passed down for generations. For these owners, the shift to direct sales is not just a corporate decision, it is a personal and financial crisis. The closure of even a single dealership means the loss of a community staple, one that often sponsors local events, donates to charities, and provides steady employment. In smaller towns, where car dealerships are among the largest employers, the consequences become even more severe. Local economies rely on the tax revenue generated by these businesses. When dealerships close, municipal budgets shrink. Schools, public public services and infrastructure projects suffer as a result. The disappearance of these businesses does not just affect those who work within them, it affects entire communities. The automotive industry is one of the most deeply embedded sectors in the economy, and any disruption in its structure has far-reaching consequences. With Ford and Toyota's push toward direct sales, entire business ecosystems could be upended, leaving countless workers and small businesses scrambling to adapt. The question now becomes, who benefits from this change, and who will be left behind? Who wins and who loses? The shift to direct sales is not without its winners. Ford and Toyota gain unprecedented control over their pricing, branding, and customer relationships. No longer reliant on dealerships to set final prices, automakers can present a consistent, transparent cost structure to consumers. They also eliminate costly incentives paid to dealerships to move vehicles off the lot, reducing overhead and increasing profits. Consumers, in theory, stand to benefit from a more transparent process. Without dealership markups, hidden fees, or high-pressure sales tactics, the car buying experience becomes less stressful. Buyers will no longer have to negotiate or wonder if they are getting a fair price. What they see is what they pay. However, not everyone views this as a victory. Many consumers still value the ability to negotiate, and with dealerships removed from the process, they lose that leverage. The days of walking into a showroom and bargaining for a better deal could be gone. Instead, consumers will be presented with fixed prices, determined solely by the automakers. For those who enjoy the challenge of securing a discount, this change may feel like a loss of control. Meanwhile, online auto retailers like Carvana and Vroom stand to benefit from this shift. These companies have already built their businesses around direct-to-consumer vehicle sales. And with Ford and Toyota moving in this direction, online auto sales could surge even further. The question is whether these platforms will enhance competition or simply become another player in an increasingly centralized system. The balance of power is shifting in the automotive world, but one major concern remains unresolved. If dealerships disappear, where will consumers turn for vehicle maintenance and service? The service and maintenance dilemma. One of the most overlooked consequences of removing dealerships from the car buying process is the impact on service and maintenance. Dealerships are not just places to buy cars, they are also service hubs where customers bring their vehicles for repairs, routine maintenance, and warranty claims. Without these locations, where will consumers go when their cars need attention? Independent repair shops stand to gain from this transition, but only if they can keep up with the demands of modern vehicles. Many new cars are equipped with proprietary technology and advanced software, which often require specialized diagnostic tools that only dealerships have access to. If automakers move forward with direct sales, but fail to provide accessible service solutions, customers could find themselves struggling to get the repairs they need. Ford and Toyota are aware of this issue and are already developing alternative service models. One proposed solution involves mobile service units, mechanics who come directly to a customer's home or workplace to perform repairs. This approach could provide convenience, but may not be suitable for more complex issues that require a full-service facility. Another idea being explored is the development of regional service hubs. These facilities, operated directly by the manufacturer, would replace traditional dealership service centers, providing a dedicated space for maintenance and repair. However, the success of this model depends on how widespread and accessible these hubs become. As the industry moves toward a direct-to-consumer model, manufacturers must ensure that customers are not left without reliable service options. Otherwise, what appears to be a seamless transition could quickly turn into a logistical nightmare for vehicle owners. The battle over sales is just one part of the story. The real test will be whether Ford and Toyota can maintain the trust and satisfaction of their customers once the dealerships are gone. Ford and Toyota's real motivations. Ford and Toyota are not making this shift on a whim. The move away from traditional dealerships is not simply about improving the car buying experience. Beneath the surface lies a highly strategic decision, rooted in financial gain, control, and survival in a rapidly evolving market. At its core, this transformation is about cutting costs, controlling inventory, and keeping up with the fierce competition in the electric vehicle sector. For decades, automakers have relied on dealerships to sell vehicles, but this model comes with significant expenses. The traditional dealership system forces manufacturers to spend heavily on incentives to push cars off lots, marketing to support local sales, and logistics to distribute large quantities of inventory across the country. By shifting to direct sales, Ford and Toyota eliminate these costly intermediaries, reclaiming control over pricing and profit margins. With this streamlined approach, they can offer competitive pricing while keeping more revenue in-house. Beyond cost-cutting, automakers are desperate to solve an age-old problem: overproduction. The current system relies on forecasting demand, leading to mismatches between supply and actual consumer interest. Dealers often end up with excess inventory, forcing them to slash prices or rely on manufacturer rebates, both of which eat into profits. A direct-to-consumer model allows for a build-to-order system, reducing waste, optimizing production schedules, and ensuring that every vehicle has a buyer before it is even manufactured. At the same time, Ford and Toyota are keenly aware of the competition. Companies like Tesla and Rivian have already proven that direct sales work, and their success in the electric vehicle market is forcing legacy automakers to adapt. Without dealerships, Tesla controls everything from pricing to customer relationships, creating a seamless brand experience. Ford and Toyota see this as an opportunity to level the playing field, ensuring they do not fall behind in a world increasingly dominated by electric and digitally connected vehicles. The power of data, the secret weapon. Ford and Toyota are not just changing how cars are sold, they are changing how they interact with their customer. By eliminating dealerships, they gain direct access to an invaluable resource: customer data. This shift is not just about selling cars, it is about gathering insights that will shape the future of their businesses. In the traditional model, dealerships control customer interaction. They collect data on purchasing trends, preferences, and even service habits, often keeping this information to themselves. Automakers are left with limited visibility into consumer behavior, relying on third-party reports and dealership feedback. By moving to direct sales, Ford and Toyota gain an unfiltered connection to their buyers, allowing them to track every step of the purchasing journey. This data is a goldmine. With direct access to customer preferences, automakers can refine their pricing strategies, creating dynamic models that adjust to demand. They can personalize marketing, sending targeted offers based on browsing history and previous purchases. Even more crucially, they can use this information to shape future vehicle designs, ensuring that every new model aligns with consumer expectations. But it does not stop at the point of sale. The shift to digital-first sales opens the door for subscription-based services and over-the-air updates. Ford and Toyota can now introduce software-driven features that customers can unlock after purchase, from advanced driver assistance systems to entertainment upgrades. This model has already been successfully implemented in the technology industry, with companies like Apple and Microsoft generating billions through digital add-ons. Automakers see the same potential, transforming vehicles into platforms for continuous revenue rather than one-time purchases. The power of data gives Ford and Toyota unprecedented control over their businesses, allowing them to optimize everything from production to customer engagement. But while the potential benefits are enormous, this strategy comes with serious risks that could derail the entire transition. Why this could backfire? Shifting to a direct-to-consumer model is a bold gamble, but it is not without its pitfalls. The move away from dealerships has the potential to alienate long-time customers, create logistical nightmares, and even spark legal battles that could stall or completely reverse the transition. One of the biggest risks Ford and Toyota face is losing their core customer base. Car buyers are accustomed to the dealership experience, and while many have voiced frustrations about high-pressure sales tactics, they also rely on in-person interactions to make informed decisions. Without dealerships, test driving a vehicle becomes more difficult, and customers may hesitate to make such a significant purchase online. For those who prefer face-to-face negotiations, the shift could feel impersonal and unwelcoming. Beyond customer hesitation, the logistics of a direct sales model are far more complex than they appear. In the dealership system, vehicles are distributed across the country, allowing buyers to drive off the lot immediately after purchase. In a build-to-order system, wait times increase, and managing delivery becomes a massive challenge. Automakers must develop new infrastructure to ensure timely production and transportation, all while competing with companies that have already perfected this process. If they fail to execute efficiently, they risk frustrating customers and damaging their brand reputation. Additionally, legal challenges could pose a significant roadblock. Many regions have franchise laws designed to protect dealerships from being bypassed by manufacturers. These laws vary from state to state, creating a legal maze that automakers must navigate. Dealership associations are already pushing back, arguing that the shift to direct sales violates existing agreements. If these challenges gain traction, Ford and Toyota could face years of legal battles, potentially forcing them to reverse course or implement a hybrid model to comply with regulations. Despite these risks, automakers believe they have learned valuable lessons from past attempts at direct sales. However, history has shown that even the most well-intentioned strategies can fall apart if not executed carefully. Lessons from the past. Ford and Toyota may be pushing forward with direct sales, but this is not their first attempt at transforming the buying experience. Toyota once introduced a program called SmartPath, an ambitious effort to merge online and in-person car buying. However, the program failed to deliver the promised revolution, revealing the deep challenges of changing a century-old system. SmartPath aimed to create a seamless digital purchasing journey, allowing customers to browse inventory, customize their vehicles, and complete transactions online. The idea was to simplify the process, giving buyers the flexibility to complete as much of the purchase as they wanted from home, while still having the option to finalize details at a dealership. In theory, it was a perfect blend of tradition and innovation. In practice, it was a disaster. The biggest roadblock came from dealerships themselves, which saw SmartPath as a threat to their business model. Many dealers continued to apply markups, additional fees, and confusing pricing structure, undermining the transparency Toyota had promised. Customers found themselves frustrated by a system that claimed to eliminate haggling, but still left room for hidden costs. Ultimately, Toyota abandoned the SmartPath initiative, recognizing that without full control over the buying process, they could not deliver on their vision. However, this failure provided valuable insights that are now shaping the current transition. This time, Toyota and Ford are not looking for a middle ground. They are cutting dealerships out entirely, ensuring they have full control over pricing, marketing, and customer experience. The mistakes of SmartPath serve as a warning but also as a guide. Automakers now understand that half measures will not work. The future of car buying is being rewritten, and Ford and Toyota are determined to lead the way, no matter how many obstacles they must overcome. The future of car buying. The global shift. The world of car sales is changing at an unprecedented pace, and Ford and Toyota are not alone in their shift to direct-to-consumer models. Across the globe, automakers are rethinking how they sell vehicles, and the industry is seeing a wave of transformation. In Europe, companies like Volkswagen and Volvo have already begun transitioning to online-first sales strategies. Volkswagen is launching a digital purchasing system that eliminates middlemen, while Volvo has committed to selling all its electric models exclusively online within the next decade. European consumers have long been accustomed to factory direct sales, making this transition smoother compared to markets like the United States, where dealership franchises have a stronghold. Automakers in Europe are also benefiting from a regulatory environment that is more favorable to direct sales, allowing them to move faster in adopting these models. Meanwhile, Chinese automakers are making significant waves. Electric vehicle brands such as NIO and BYD are rapidly expanding their presence in international markets, selling vehicles directly to consumers with an emphasis on digital customization and subscription-based ownership models. Their aggressive adoption of this strategy is forcing traditional automakers to reconsider their approach as competition intensifies in both pricing and innovation. Unlike Western manufacturers, Chinese companies have been able to scale their direct sales infrastructure quickly, integrating technology that enhances the customer experience through personalized vehicle recommendations and seamless online transactions. Japanese automakers have taken a more cautious approach to the transition. Toyota and Honda, two of the most prominent brands in the industry, are weighing their options carefully. While Toyota has announced efforts to strengthen its digital sales channels, it remains committed to maintaining a balance between online purchases and dealership partnership. Honda, on the other hand, is closely observing how these changes unfold before committing to a widespread shift. General Motors, one of the largest automakers in the United States, has also been experimenting with alternative sales models. Some pilot programs allow customers to purchase vehicles with minimal dealership involvement, signaling that the company is exploring a future that may involve fewer intermediaries. However, resistance from dealership networks and franchise laws remain significant barriers to widespread adoption of direct-to-consumer sales in the United States. The broader question is not just whether automakers will transition to direct sales, but how they will navigate the legal, logistical, and consumer trust challenges that come with it. Some automakers may attempt a hybrid model, allowing customers to place orders online while maintaining a dealership network for service, maintenance, and test drives. Others may completely bypass dealerships, betting on a digital-first future where physical showrooms become obsolete. With industry giants making bold moves, the automotive landscape is on the verge of a major transformation. The next decade will reveal whether this shift ultimately benefits consumers or leads to new challenges in vehicle pricing, availability, and after-sales service. Thanks for watching, and let's talk down below.